Hi Scorpio, I hope that everybody's doing well, surviving the beginning of the Mercury retrograde. Some of you may have been, I'm hearing something about reacquainting yourselves with something, someone, maybe having flashbacks, memories, things like that. It's the time, even if you don't actively do anything about it, during retrogrades we can have a lot of culminating thoughts is what I'm hearing about, like tying up loose ends, like thinking about people apologizing to us apologizing to people, thinking about working things out, like again, whether or not you actually will entertain these things. These are the sorts of things that end up usually affecting us, especially with Pluto on the move. It feels like a lot is being undressed is what I'm hearing. So just buckle up your seatbelts. For some of you, you may feel like you've been in situations that have not had you feeling at peace. You may feel like there's a lot been going on, a lot of busyness, a lot of stressful situations. Maybe you just feel like you haven't really caught a break, and there's a sense of wanting to find that now. There may be somebody around you that's helping you. Maybe you're here helping yourself to find that, but there's a sense of you kind of taking yourself out of like an environment or a situation or like certain thoughts you've been having, and moving to a place where you feel like you can kind of relax a little bit and maybe find some peace that you've been looking for, maybe something you hadn't really been feeling lately. It's just the feeling, Scorpio. Yeah. Something going on with a relationship as well. It's like you may be focusing on a particular relationship. I'm feeling an activation in the third eye. Yeah, it looks like there's somebody you're interacting with that's helping you. It's like somebody you're collaborating with, or somebody that you're learning from, or like in some type of relationship with, that's benefiting you in some way. Definitely, whatever this dynamic is that's going on, I'm seeing it be a benefit to you and something that's helping you move from a place, move away from something that you may not have wanted to be in, and closer towards where you're finding your sense of peace and calmness. I'm also hearing stillness. And maybe you're recognizing more and more that this is what you're gravitating towards, that this is what you're seeking. What I'm really feeling off of this, Scorpio, is like, it feels almost like you've been on some type of adventure that has been going on for like 3 days and you haven't been sleeping. And now you finally get to your home and you just like pass out in your bed. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting now. It's like you've been running and running and running, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, like I can actually rest now. And you're like, I'm so tired. I'm just seeing you just just like splat on your bed, fall asleep. I'm also hearing something about keeping up appearances. Maybe you really did feel like you couldn't take a break. Something with like work and expectations. It seems too like there's some sort of opportunity that you're really being guided to tap into your throat chakra with. It's like you need to speak out about something, you need to declare something, you have to be communicating. Maybe this is like what's been being expected of you too. It's like maybe you have to speak out more than you're usually comfortable with. It seems kind of like you're like there's more of a center focus on you, and like maybe holding all of that within your body feels stressful at times because you kind of feel like you have to be on. It's like you want to be perceived in a certain light, like you don't want to be slacking either. I'm seeing you trying to create opportunities for yourself too. You may also be recognizing that you're holding a lot of tension in your body too. So this is also something to be mindful of. It's like when you get a second, when you can just breathe and relax, this is about paying attention to your body and being like, where am I tight? Like, where am I holding tension? And like consciously relaxing those areas of your body. You may even recognize like catch yourself sometimes holding your breath, things like that. So this is all about awareness and bringing yourself back into your body. Someone from your past is popping up. So who is this? Going back and forth with someone from the past? Like you don't know what to do about it? Let's see further. You're getting assistance with some type of like collaboration or interaction. I'm seeing this having to do with your job, something at work. For some of you, you may like be working more closely with a boss or maybe somebody like a manager, somebody higher above you. Like, so in the work setting, there's definitely something going on here where you're connecting with someone differently than you had been connecting with them before. Maybe like leaning a bit on someone or someone's leaning on you. Maybe it feels more collaborative, like you could be helping someone and they could also be helping you, something like that. Yes, that's more so what it feels like. You moving to a space that you feel is more calm than where you had been before. You feeling more comfortable speaking out. It seems like there's a sense of like maybe even mastery when it comes to how you're using your throat chakra, how you're processing information, how you're communicating. Doing so with a sense of pragmaticism. There's a sense of maybe you even slipping into more of a mode of being, I don't want to use the word aggressive, maybe more direct with the ways that you communicate too. It's like maybe something before that you hadn't felt so comfortable doing, and maybe now you're in more of an outspoken energy, but when it's necessary. It's like maybe just not afraid to say things or address things that like maybe until you develop these skills you wouldn't have approached, but now you are. There's a sense of feeling more seasoned and knowing what you're doing. And this can be like anything you're doing that has to do with communication. This can be you speaking to people. This can be public speaking. This can be teaching. This can be you writing out documents. This can be you editing things. Because I'm seeing it's like all of the things that you do when it comes to you processing and communication and like thoughts, the air energy, and with Mars underneath it, it's like how you take action while you're doing these things. And how to do it in a professional manner, I'm also hearing. And so, yeah, there may have been something that you just decided it was time to speak up upon, like even maybe somebody that you reached out to, somebody that you talked to. And I'm looking at Aries here. Remember, we all have Aries somewhere in our chart. We all have Mars somewhere in our chart. It seems too like something has come to fruition related to like your confidence in somebody even from the past. Like maybe there's a sense of you, an opportunity to get together with someone. I'm seeing this be someone you potentially had a past relationship with. I'm also hearing career for some. There's a sense of you feeling more in your energy, feeling more confident. Feels like a gain, some type of gain that's happening here. For some of you, you may be revisiting, somebody may be coming into your life that you're that you definitely share an attraction with, someone you feel drawn towards, or someone that's attracted to you. I mean, I guess this can be mutual as well. I'm hearing Mercedes very strongly. Yeah, it might be a mutual attraction that you have with this person. I am seeing passion. I'm hearing the word allure. Someone that's alluring to you, or you're alluring to this person. Someone you know, someone you're familiar with, or you had been in the past. Quite familiar is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing a relationship. I'm seeing an opportunity. It's something that you seem to be considering here. Definitely love involved in this, Scorpio. Remember too, like if you're watching for your moon sign, this may like correlate also to the person's moon sign that you're watching for that's involved in this too. So always keep that in mind. I'm seeing you really thinking about something, thinking about someone. Not something, someone. It's your dynamic with this person. Remember, energies can always be reversed. It's like really pondering things, really reflecting on the connection you have with this person. For some of you, there's a sense of like really going into like the memories and the connection that you have with this person. I'm getting memories very strongly. This kind of reminds me of the Sag reading in that way. It's like you keep rolling something around in your head and there's a sense of like wanting to understand it completely, or like maybe even, I don't know. There's a sense of enjoyment when it comes to you thinking about this. Maybe even the prospect of what this connection is with this person. For some of you, you could be checking up on someone too. Like for some of you, there's definitely something with like the internet involved. Thinking about having a new beginning with someone. Feeling really happy about that. Yeah, it seems like I'm seeing someone sitting with themselves like in their alone time. It's like you go back to your house or your apartment or like go into your room, and I'm seeing someone like shut everything off, so they're just like in their space alone. And it's like you think about this person and you're thinking about the dynamic that you have with this person, and you're thinking about what it would be like to like connect with them again, or to have like some sort of new opportunity with them. And it's like you feel really happy thinking about this. It's like thinking about all of the different scenarios of your connection with this person. You think about this person, you think about the relationship with this person, you think about the interactions, you think about the dynamic. Like there's a lot that's going on here. And there's a sense of enjoying having these thoughts too. Like I don't know in like your physical 3D life what's actually going on, but I'm seeing this absolutely like energetically within your like deep, deep mind space that that's what's going on here. With the placements that you have too, you may have more of a tendency as well to really enjoy thinking things through. It's like it's natural for you to like be a big thinker and to be processing things, and you like flipping things inside out and turning them all around mentally. Yeah, you're like, how do I want to plan this out? At times, you may even feel stressed out by the dynamic that you have with this person. I'm seeing a lot of intensity and a lot of passion that you have with them, but sometimes maybe even feel like it's too much. Like there's a sense of almost being like too excited to start something with this person. Or maybe feeling like your feelings for them are overwhelmed, or like whatever you want to call it, the passion or whatever we're labeling it at this point towards this person. It's like you feel maybe even a little bit nervous about an opportunity with this person. It seems like that anxiety is going to be coming to an end. I'm also seeing a notion of like something being revealed to you as well. Yeah, it looks like you're moving out of a space. You could have also, maybe you just feel like you're in a time of transition. I'm kind of getting that with the, I'm seeing the Two of Wands, which is like being at a crossroads, trying to figure out where you want to go from here, like getting ready to make some sort of plan, considering this. And then I'm looking at the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. So it just seems like you've gotten to the end of something and it's now time to make a move. Because I'm also looking at, after the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords, I'm looking at the Eight of Wands here. So it's like I'm seeing you quickly transitioning to a different space now. And this can be mentally moving to a different space. It's like you got to a point where you're just ready to take action in some way or transition or move on. This kind of feels like the completion of some sort of plan or cycle. And so you're ready to, again, take action or make a decision. I'm hearing that. Thinking about a plan and what you want to give to this person, how the dynamic will be, if you think it's going to be balanced. There's definitely a question of, like, is this going to be able to work out in a way that, like, maybe even is fair? Yeah, there's kind of a sense of you, like, maybe being on guard with this person a bit. You're like, how do I make this? I'm getting that sense. It's like, how do I make this fair? How do I make this balanced? How do I make sure things stay balanced within this dynamic with this person? And maybe you also, too, feel like because of the chemistry that you have with them, because of the draw you have with them, you feel like when you're in it, it's kind of hard for you to find middle ground or balance. It's like as soon as you get connected with them and you start feeling what you're feeling, like everything kind of goes out the window. I'm seeing, you may have a, I'm hearing a Pluto contact. I'm hearing Pluto specifically, but I'm also looking at Neptune here. Wow, a Pluto and a Neptune contact. If we have a Pluto contact with someone, sometimes, depending on the contact, depending always on how a person channels that energy, because there's always like a more shadow side or a more conscious side to how someone chooses to channel their energy and the possibility. But if we have a Pluto contact with someone, sometimes we feel very easily undone by the person. There's a sense of them being able to like see through and into you and being able to read you and like perceive your movements and things like that. And so it can be a bit unnerving sometimes, especially depending on the aspect that it makes with a person. And also if we have a Neptune contact with someone, then sometimes there's a sense of like not being able to completely put your finger on a person or the connection or why you feel so drawn towards them, or like what is it about them. There can be that sense, and like you maybe not understanding everything or not seeing everything. It's kind of that notion of like when you meet somebody and initially like you are in love at first sight, and it's like as that as you experience that feeling, that's kind of what a Neptune contact can feel like, depending on the contact, but like Neptune Venus, things like that. But the thing with Neptune contacts is that they end up kind of peeling away after some time. And so it's like initially you may feel a type of way with someone where you feel very drawn in and whatnot, but then the energy kind of dissipates. It's like the fog lifts, so to speak. And I am seeing a new beginning, but the thing is that I'm also seeing an ending here as well. And maybe it's the ending to you having held yourself back from something that you want to be exploring. Like maybe you feel like certain characteristics, traits, shadow behaviors were actually keeping you from your happiness in a way, and from actually starting something that you wanted to pursue. Maybe because you felt like you had to protect yourself, maybe because you felt fearful of the connection you had with someone. It's like maybe you didn't want to give somebody that type of power over you, if this is the type of lens that we're looking at it through, you know? And maybe this is also something you're addressing, you know, when we're very concerned with like either having power over someone or someone having power over us. This is something that needs to be checked out when it comes to the solar plexus chakra, because maybe something in there is going on. Maybe you have some sort of blockage. Because yeah, when we are very preoccupied with like who are we going to take advantage of, or who's going to take advantage of me, it's very much something going on within the solar plexus. The preoccupation with power and all of that, and like fluffing up your ego, doing things that kind of reinforce who you think you are, you know, or who you think other people are. But it's all like ego related in that way. And so maybe this is also something that you're thinking about. There's a sense of like really putting an end to something that had been ultimately holding you back, and you recognize that and you're ready to move out of it. And it feels kind of, I'm hearing something about an overture. It feels too like you could be realizing too that you were the one stressing yourself out, which all of us do at times. It's like maybe something that you recognized, like you were, there was so much of a resistance to, that it was really just creating like more and more tension. And maybe that's also where this like reverberation and imbalance came from too, Scorpio. Because like when you fight so hard against something, it creates like that dualism and that polarity, and it makes it that much stronger. And there's that sense of going back and forth, like being on this end and then on this end, and it's like really hard to find that middle ground for yourself. So maybe this is also something that you're understanding, like the more you go with the flow, especially when it comes to like the things you want, that you feel like allow your inner child to be happy, like in a pure and wholesome sense, because it also feels kind of like you're getting back to that in a way. It feels like you are deciding to throw away a part of your self that, or like, let's not say throw away. Maybe you're starting to shake hands with a part of yourself that was a defense and felt very weary of allowing yourself to be happy. And there's a sense of, in bringing light to this, you being able to be free to explore something out of a sense of like pureness and intrigue and happiness that you want to be exploring. There's a sense of like really unblocking yourself now. And maybe you hadn't realized you were blocked. Like, also, maybe before, the part of yourself that was kind of holding you back, it was useful and you felt like it was necessary for where you were. You weren't ready to let go of it. But it seems very much like you're ready now. Very beautiful energy. I'm looking at Virgo, Gemini, Leo, Neptune, which is Pisces energy. In the first spread, I'm looking at Aries. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.